Today, we're talking about how and when to swing the body open during the drive phase of the rowing stroke to maximize power, speed, and acceleration across the drive. When you break down the rowing stroke in a rudimentary fashion, you can break it into three main parts, and that's the legs, the body, and the arms. And they're all important in their roles on both the drive and the recovery. Today, we're going to focus on the role specifically of the body opening during the drive phase of the rowing stroke. And when it comes to that opening, the how and the when matter a lot. Done properly, we can maximize acceleration and efficiently, and done improperly, we can find ourselves tiring out faster and potentially putting ourselves in a position where we can end up with a sore back or worse. With the understanding that it's heaviest and slowest at the front end, the last thing that we want to do is immediately open the back off of the legs because the back is not in a position to effectively handle the load. So instead of coming in and immediately opening off the back, and we see a lot of rowers do this, where they just try to get it all done right away, we want to make sure the initial drive, the initial push comes from the legs. And so we want to make sure that as we come out of the front end, it's the legs with a steady body that are creating the initial press out of the front end. But once we've started to press off the front end, once we've started to gain speed, once it's starting to get lighter, then we can really open the body and squeeze the arms to the body at the finish. So it's not just the amount of effort that we put in with the body as we swing open, it's also when we activate the body. And the same thing goes for the arms. We don't want to come into the front end and immediately grab out of the front end. But today's focus really is on optimal body swing during the drive phase. And like most things in rowing, the best way to optimize your rowing stroke is through drilling. And the best drill to promote the best body swing is the legs, body, normal strokes drill. And legs only is exactly as it sounds. We have a solid column, solid core. We've closed to that 11 o'clock position. The arms are outstretched, the shoulders are low. All that happens from here is we roll in and press out. And because our body position doesn't change, the only reason the handle is moving is because the seat is moving. The seat and handle move together. They are fixed together. They move the same distance, same speed, into and out of the front end. Once you feel comfortable that the seat and handle are moving together, then add a little bit of power to it. Challenge the connection between your core and your handle each stroke of legs only. And what you'll notice with the legs only drill is we start in that body forward position, that body over position, nose over knees, and that does not change. We finish nose over knees. This is a drill. This is an exaggeration. We would never row this way. It is not about legs down fully, then body open, then arms. But drills are used for exaggeration. So that is the exaggeration here. And in creating that exaggeration, it facilitates our movement into the next part of the drill, which is the legs and body. Initiate the leg press and then swing the body open. What I spoke about earlier, we don't want to be in a situation where we're opening the body immediately off the legs. So by doing some legs only drill, we have isolated that position and exaggerated the length of time we hold that position. Well, once we've done this enough, it's time to add the body. So we're going to initiate with a stable core and stable body, and then we're going to open back, and that looks like this. Now, one thing you might notice in the legs and body is that the machine is bucking. And in normal rowing situations, we don't want the machine to do that. Specifically for this drill, we absolutely want the machine to do that. And what that represents, that bucking at the end of the legs and body stroke, is that we are generating speed and power and acceleration through the machine and really sending it off. And because in this drill, we press the legs and we lean to this point, we cut off there will be a pull up on the feet, up onto the foot straps, and that will cause that little bit more buck. So the more we open the back, the more we accelerate through, the more the feet are going to come up. And if you watched any of my other videos, we absolutely do not want that happening when we go to normal strokes. We want to make sure all of the pressure stays underneath our feet. But the one thing we have in normal strokes that we don't have in this drill is the arm draw through. And so in a normal stroke, we would open back, and it's this squeeze of the handle to the body that is maintaining pressure against the feet and keeping the feet flat. When it's legs and body only, we press and we open back. And when we open back, there's no continued pressure against the feet and handle to the finish, and so we get that buck. And the better we accelerate, the more of that we're going to see. Conversely, when we go to normal strokes, I can keep that acceleration, and when I squeeze the arms, that keeps pressure against feet and handle through to the finish of the stroke. So timing matters. It's not just how much power we put on, it's when we apply that power. It's how we apply that power. And so this drill, legs, body, arms, or normal strokes, if you will, is super helpful in creating better timing across the drive and better activation across the drive phase of the rowing stroke. And the reason we're so focused on the legs and body swing during the drive phase is that's where you're creating maximum press, maximum power, maximum acceleration. And it's important to think that even though the handle's in my hands, it's really the legs and the core and the body swing that are generating the power. Yes, we have to get the handle from the front end to the back end of the rowing stroke. And yes, the handle is in my hands. So you can be forgiven for thinking that the arms and the upper body play a much more important role than they actually do in rowing. It's really about how do we connect this handle into our core, into our legs, so that the body and the legs and the core are the primary drivers of this handle across the drive phase of the rowing stroke. So if you want to get very fast at rowing, if you want to maximize your power and your acceleration and your speed and your efficiency, focus on the leg drive and the body opening. Focus on the timing of the leg drive and the body opening, specifically focusing on the body being initially steady out of the very front end of the rowing stroke, and then opening against it. And you will be able to create massive amounts of power and speed. I'm at 145 right now, legs and body. 22 strokes per minute, 145. This is not to say that the arms are an afterthought, that the arms have no role. Very similar to the back, to the body, it's about when you activate. So I will never tell you go easy with the arms or the arms don't matter, but I am telling you generate the majority of the speed and power with the legs and body and squeeze off that speed with the arms. When it is time to go, go. But don't go early. Do not open the body off of the legs early. Do not grab with the arms early. Let each portion of the stroke develop, and develop those portions utilizing the strongest muscle groups first, being your legs, then legs and body working together, then body and arms together, and then arms finishing it off. And that honors the slowest fan, heaviest fan, to fastest fan, lightest fan at the back end of the rowing stroke. So the next time you're on the machine, utilize legs, body, arms, or normal strokes to maximize power, speed, and efficiency across the drive phase of the rowing stroke. And when you get that hinge right, When you get that push and open right, you can create tons of power and speed and dynamic movement in your rowing stroke. And then you can put it all together in long, dynamic, well-accelerated strokes. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends and teammates, and know there'll be even more rowing content coming to you soon.